Hello and welcome. I am Mundane Failure. This is Historic MTG. Let's play. Alright, here we have a blue-white standard blue-white historic control deck. Last time we played Jeskai, and I want to give blue-white a try. I think blue-white might be my favorite of the lists. But we'll just do a quick deck tech here. In the one-drop spot, we got Brainstorm as our choice of card advantage. It draws us a card, and then we have the option to shuffle away or dig through those cards to kind of get rid of cards we don't want. And we'll go over that in a little bit. In the two-drop spot, we got 4 Memory Lapse, just premium card right now. 2 Baffling End to deal with the small creatures, and 2 main deck Rest in Peace. As you saw in the Jeskai deck, I really want to be able to deal with these graveyard decks, and so that's why we're playing 2 main deck Rest in Peace. In the 3-drop spot, we got Absorb and Narset, standard blue-white control cards. 4 Cast Out, so this is our primary removal, and we have the option to cycle it if it's bad. So that's why we're playing 4 of that, and then we're splitting the Wraths again, 2 and 2. And something is going on with the server. Okay, problem solved. And then in our 5-drop spot, we've got Teferi Hero of Dominaria, and then of course 4 Shark Typhoon. Pretty easy to fit 4 Shark Typhoon into this list, and Shark Typhoon right now is my favorite card in Historic. I think it's just super powerful, ultra busted. Mana base is pretty simple. 12 dual lands, 4 Fabled Passage, 2 Field of Ruin. We're able to play the colorless lands. Only 2 of each basic, and then 2 of each castle. I really want to be able to draw the castles in this deck. Because we're 2 color, I don't think it's that much of a disadvantage. And if sometimes our Fabled Passage is, a non-active card, then so be it. Sideboard, Authority of the Consuls, Rest in Peace, Dovin's Veto. You got the run-of-the-mill. One thing that's a little bit different in this one is Heliod's Intervention to get rid of any pesky enchantments or artifacts that we want to deal with, or if we really need to in the fast aggro decks, we can pop it off for 4, gain 4 life. So not what we want to do, but it's certainly an option. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get into the games. Alright, here we go for the first match. We get to play first, and we're going to go ahead and keep this. Plenty of lands and stuff to do. I don't know why it's sticking like that. No companion for our opponent, so we don't know what they're on. Looks like they're probably going to be on a list similar to ours. And I think on turn 3 here, we're just going to go for the Narset. Bant. Bant Spirits. Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm going to play out the Narset anyways. You get a card out of her.
My prowess is unmatched. Hone your prowess.
I'll take a Wrath. This is just blue-white flyers.
I was not prepared for this.
I don't mind taking 5 here, so I'm gonna hold off on the Wrath. And if we have to, we can always just cast out the Lord. So we'll take 5. Yeah, and we'll just cast out. They could have Collected Company here. Rattle Chains. Gotta say, Rattle Chains is not a card I expected to be playing against. Lofty Denial. Alright. So we are going to take a ton of damage here. See if there's anything on top that'll let us get out of this. If we're not already dead on board, that'd be a negative. Okay. So against blue-white flyers, Mystical Dispute seems fine. Rest in Peace can come out. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. This hand seems fine. Guess we were really punched there in that last game for being greedy. Should have just gone for the Wrath early. Deafening silence. So we will just allow the opponent to pass it back to us for as long as they want to. We'd really just like to get to 6 mana and tap out for a Shark Typhoon. We'll let the opponent redraw that. They have Mystical Dispute. Okay. We'd like to draw land. We'd like to draw land so badly that we're going to brainstorm. We'll put back Shark Typhoon and Narset here. And if they have collected company, they get to resolve it. Brazen Borrower, okay. We get to shuffle away those cards that we don't want. I am afraid of Lofty Denial here. We'll go for the Day of Judgment. They have Lofty Denial. Hopefully that means next turn we get to resolve Shark Typhoon. So with the update, it no longer auto-targets when there's only one spell in the stack, it appears. Taking 5 is another way to pump. We're just dead. So I don't think we can actually afford to Shark Typhoon. Then again, how are we winning if we don't? I guess we can make a 4/4 and start blocking. If he has Lofty Denial, we just lose. Alright, well that was embarrassing. I guess we'll try again in the next one. Okay, here we are. Opponent gets to go first. Hopefully this is a good Rest in Peace matchup. They're not playing a companion. mulligan to 6. And Thoughtseize, Inquisition. Jesus. That's why I wish Mental Misstep were legal. Drives me nuts getting turn 1 Thoughtseized or Inquisitioned. They are afraid of the Narset. Well, we'll go for the rest in peace here. It might not be good, but we draw Brainstorm, which is nice. Assassin's Trophy the Brainstorm. We will search for a basic. Should have gotten a blue source there. I didn't realize it came into play untapped. And the opponent scoops it up. I guess they didn't draw what they were looking for. Whatever it is, we'll take it. So we'll bring in the rest in peace. And we will cut Baffling End. Hope that Wrath and Cast Out can take care of the creatures. Sure. I don't know what else to do against the opponent. This is not a keepable hand. This is a very keepable hand. Get rid of a land here. If they have Thoughtseize or Inquisition, I'm going to be unhappy. Because of course they do. They take Brainstorm. Another Inquisition. Ugh, those cards are good. Those are good Magic cards. Opponent's stuck on 2. Fine by me. That's what you get for double Inquisitioning me. And they scoop them up again. Well, I'll take any free wins I can get. So apparently I forgot to unpause. We had Rest in Peace in the opener. Absorb the Witch's Oven. And then Wrath after they Corvold Mayhem Devil. Okay, here we are against Skyhops. Yeah, seems fine. Gonna lead on this irrigated farmland. It's a pretty cool sleeve, I suppose. Okay, so it looks like we're probably playing against auras. Although this could be rogues, I suppose. No, it's auras. So I imagine they take the Baffling End. They're not going to expect us to have this memory lapse, so that's nice. Whoa, Mardu. Okay, interesting. So I don't know what deck could be in Mardu. We'll go ahead and brainstorm here. We're going to go ahead and play Rest in Peace. Because I'm worried about cards like Dreadhorde Arcanist, Kroxa, and the like. any card in that kind of category. Let me just pass it back here. Hopefully we'll draw a land next turn. There we go, there's a land. Would have been nice to hit that with our brainstorm, but what can you do? An opponent's not playing their Luris. I didn't crack there just because I do kind of want to draw lands. Knight of the Ebon Legion. We'll put that back on top of your library. And we will cycle cast out here. With Double Wrath, we're not really too worried about. Resolved spells. Resolved creatures, rather. Okay. Vanishing Verse gets us. Another cast out. We'll keep the second. Goodness gracious. Well, that does let us deal with a Knight of the Ebon Legion permanently. Which is a creature that we don't want to necessarily just wrap away. We'll let them put mana into it before we decide to cast it out. They're not going to expect the third cast out. We're not doing either scrying or making creature tokens here, so it doesn't matter which one we play. If they want to deal one, we'll take one. If they want to deal more than one, we'll cast it out. Thought I would have an extra opportunity there to cast out, so that was 4 points of damage that we didn't need to take. So I have to select which counterspell when there's only one on the stack, but I don't have to select which permanent when there's only one. Got it. We will hardcast Shark Typhoon. Other than a second copy of Vanishing Verse, which I don't think they're super likely to play, I don't think they have a way to deal with the Shark Typhoon. Kroxa. We'll discard and absorb. It's the absorb they know about. Luris, and then they get to replay the Kroxa. Drawing another Rather was pretty nice. They have really flooded out. I'd be surprised if they had any more basics to find. Yeah, we'll take 3. We'll take another 3, that's fine. will absorb your Kroxa. We get to get in for 3. Vanishing Verse gets rid of Shark Typhoon. It's not really something I want to let them do. It's not something I'm going to have a choice in. Okay, we gotta let that happen. Get in for 1. We're done drawing lands here, so let's get the rest of them out of the deck. Narset's a great draw.
Mind and body should keep an open
We'll take
mind.
Absorb. It's gonna be really hard for the opponent to win now.
Thoughtfulness before action.
Take another counter spell. The Raven Inspector resolves. Actually, we don't want to do that. And that should be game. Opponent wants to draw a card for some reason. You can go ahead and draw that next turn. K command. Discard Baffling End. Wonder what they have to list and draw a card.
Overwhelming.
Oh, I meant to make a token there. Yeah, that resolves. Yeah, you can croc stuff. Well, let's scry too. I'll take another absorb. Whatever an opponent has that lets them draw a card, they don't have an instant speed. Might be Village Rites or Plum the Forgotten. Plum the Forgotten's at instant speed. They might think they're in the clear now. They might think they're in the clear now. They certainly don't stand a chance at winning this game, so I don't know why they're still playing. Okay. They finally decided to concede here. Definitely want our rest in peace. Timely could be good. Do it like that this time. Kind of a dog shit hand, but I'm tempted to keep it. On the back of Rest in Peace. Whatever, we're up a game. Come on, we need to draw lands. Okay, we're going to town. Uh-oh. Things are not looking good. We did keep a shit hand. So there's no one to blame but ourselves. Can't really afford to take two there. Okay. So we can make a shark token to block. And then we're gonna rip something insane off the top. They're not going to have Fatal Push. No, you're not going to have Fatal Push. I don't think you heard me. That's what you get when you keep a shit hand. Okay. So we're going to run that back, and this time it's going to go better. No. This is better. This is actually really, like, mediocre. Putting irrigated on the bottom here. Raven Inspector. I'll play an Irrigated Farmland tapped here. Whatever we play is going to be tapped, and at least the Fabled Passage comes into play untapped next turn. Or the land from it comes into play untapped, rather. Timely is pretty good here. Okay, you get to duress us. Take our Narset, I'm assuming. And you get to resolve Luris. Let's get a island here. No attacks, we want to sit on defense. Knight of the Ebon Legion. I guess we could have brainstormed in response to that, but realistically we're looking for a Wrath anyways. Definitely don't want second Rest in Peace, and because we can draw a Memory Lapse and then crack our Fabled Passage. We're just gonna plus.
Keep up the pace.
No attacks, we want to defend to Fairy. We will just single block everything. Drawing all of our lands here.
No time for a break.
I guess it's technically correct to play and crack Fabled Passage before we do that, but... And with Memory Lapse and Cast Out in hand, I don't know what the opponent could really have here. Should have Memory Lapsed that. That was a mistake. Especially since they know we have it. I guess there could be something more terrifying. Second Colon's Command. We have to discard that card anyways. Roiling Vortex, that's fine. So that is our last basic. I believe that's all 4 Fabled Passage. It is.
Hurry.
The focus and discipline. I adjust the trigger.
Well, I guess we'll take Shark Typhoon. Yeah, that resolves.
Meditate.
Take a brainstorm here.
You know what? I'm not.
Field of Ruin is technically a shuffle effect. Unfortunately, 2 of our Shark Typhoons are on the bottom. And I think... No, we haven't already used one. So he's only got 1 black source. So the biggest he can make that is a 4/5. And that's enough for the opponent. Okay. Perfect. Playing against Zadie. Ugh. Yeah, I'll keep it. They're a Kahira deck, so they're probably a control deck. Actually, we should probably be playing Kahira. No creatures on the sideboard, right? And we're going to keep this cast out until it looks like we're going to miss a land drop. We'll go ahead and cycle now, since we don't have a land in hand. We might want to absorb something. Go ahead and just get rid of this shark. No reason to let the opponent keep it. Yeah, opponent gets to brainstorm with a fetch land. Opponent could go for Teferi here, but they're not. Instead, they opt to go for a 3/3 Shark. Brainstorm main phase. Well, we can Teferi with a counterspell backup, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And hope the opponent's only got one counterspell. Looks like we get to resolve Teferi. No, they've dove into Veto. I don't know why they didn't start with that. So we probably lose here.
No time for a break.
I'll take a cast out, even though we can't do anything. I guess we can. And it just gets memory lapsed.
I won't forget our time together.
So we'll go for the cast out here.
How long do you want to wait for? We need to move quickly.
Interesting.
If you shall hurry.
I thought we were in the end step. I am playing tired, so this will probably be the last one of the session. And then we'll pick back up on this deck another time. Shark Typhoon seems fine. Shark kills Narset.
I shall miss your company.
You know what? I'm not such.
We will absorb Narset. It will get memory lapsed, and we will scoop. Because I don't think we can beat... Oh, interesting. It resolves. Search for Escanta. They do get to scry one every turn, but it can never flip. Not with Rest in Peace on the battlefield. We will eat the shark with our shark. The opponent has commit. Oh, jeez. How brutal. We'll scoop it up here. Dovin's Veto, Mystical Dispute, Test of Talents. Rest in Peace can leave. We definitely want Shark Typhoon. Baffling End seems bad. Trim the Wraths and the Castouts. It's fine. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on these less often. Use them cycle. Just feels bad cycling a land in the early game. Shark Typhoon X1. No reason not to shock, I don't think. Shark Typhoon X3. My shark is bigger than your shark. And we're gonna miss a land drop here. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. They get to make an 8/8. If we want to cast it out now while they're tapped out, it's probably the best opportunity to do so. Dovin's Veto their Teferi. We really don't want that to resolve. We only have 6 mana, so we can't Teferi with counter backup. So we're not even going to try. Just waiting for the opponent to do something here. It's all about patience. We're winning on board. We can brainstorm. We're actually just going to brainstorm again. To get one card deeper. Double Wrath. That is just brutal. Because the opponent could have multiple counter spells, we're not going to try and resolve Teferi again. We just want to be patient here. Shark Typhoon X4? Sure. Narset, sure.
I train every day. No one is more prepared with thoughtfulness before action.
Gideon of the Trials. Interesting. So we will go for the cast out here. Dovin's Veto. Nothing we can do about that. Teferi. Dovin's Veto again? Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. So 3 of their Dovin vetoes? 2.
I have just the trick for this.
Gideon of the Trials, we will attempt to memory lapse that. Teferi.
I know my responsibility. We need to move quickly.
Another Gideon.
You know what? I'm not done.
No blocks. Gideon of the Trials resolves.
This is a plane worth saving. Now it's my turn.
We're gonna make a 6/6 and hope we draw into a way to deal with that 1/1 shark that the opponent cannot interact with. Which seems super unlikely. First thing we gotta deal with this is this Teferi. And then they have Fry, which can't be countered. And it's probably their only
Let's
copy.
skip to the good part. You'll have to get through me first.
Shark Typhoon in the Exile Zone. So if they want to cast that, they have to hard cast it. They can't cycle it. So we do want Dovin's Veto. And then they get to force us to shuffle it away. Now Fabled Passage is a dead card in our hand. And Narset's a start. We will try to test of talent your memory lapse. And we will scoop. Because that's about it. Alright, well, that'll be it for this one. We'll come back and readjust the deck list. I don't think it's necessarily optimal, but if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button. If you didn't, be sure to hit that dislike button. Let me know you hated it. Appreciate you either way.